a benefit cut that the Tories forced through despite huge opposition risks being branded a waste of time, stress and money after hitting just 30 people a month. Welfare-slashing George Osborne pioneered scrapping housing benefit for job seekers under 22, with officials claiming it would stop them slipping straight into a life on benefits. By the time it came to implementing in April, Theresa May was in Downing Street. Yet despite charities warning it would make teens homeless, she pressed on, making the pledge law without a vote by MPs. Officials claimed it would hit 1,000 people in its first year and save taxpayers and £105 million by 2020. Yet those predictions, and whether all the fuss was worth it, have now been thrown into doubt. The first official figures since the policy launched show it denied benefits to just 90 people in the whole country in its first 3 months. If the current rate continues, the policy would affect just 360 people in its first year. Even before today's figures, homelessness charity Centrepoint had claimed the policy would cost more than it saves, because checking people are eligible and stopping them becoming homeless uses up resources. Now Centrepoint Public Affairs Chief Paul Noblick has told us, "We remain convinced that this policy was unnecessary. It will not deliver the savings promised to the taxpayer and has heaped years of stress on already vulnerable young people." The number of 18 to 21-year-olds who have been denied benefits, just 4% who applied, is so low because ministers drew up a huge list of exceptions to the cut to head off criticism from charities, campaigners and labor. Half of the 2,000 youngsters awarded housing costs under an exemption in the first 3 months had dependent children, 29% were couples and 26% were working more than 16 hours a week. Mr. Noblick welcomed the long list of exemptions, which protect parents, orphans, care leavers, domestic abuse victims, the disabled and those in temporary accommodation. But Centrepoint and Labour both warned the policy may still be having a hidden impact. Landlords have warned they may not offer young benefit claimants a home, simply because there is a risk their payment won't come through. Mr. Noblick said, "There is still a real danger that this policy could have a chilling effect on young people's ability to secure a tenancy of their own. We hope that these figures will greatly reassure landlords that young people are entitled to receive housing benefit and should be considered in the same way as any other prospective tenant." Shadow Work and Pensions Secretary Debbie Abraham said, "With only 4% of those who applied for housing support being refused, it's doubtful that the government will save the money they promised." She added, "These figures raise more questions than they answer. We do not know how many young people have been dissuaded from applying that would be entitled to support, the numbers on the edge of care whom the government refused to exempt, or the effect on landlords. The payments are actually housing costs under the new system Universal Credit, but they are widely referred to as housing benefit. People aged 18 to 21 who are already claiming are mostly not affected." A Department for Work and Pensions, DWP, spokeswoman said it was too early to tell if the policy would give value for money, but said, "This is not just a cost-saving policy. It's about making sure that people in the benefit system face the same choices as those in work." She added, "Many young people in work can't afford to move out of home straight away, and this policy makes sure those in the benefit system face the same choices as those in work. But we always wanted to make sure that vulnerable young people could get the support they need, and these figures show that they do."